Hello and welcome everyone to tonight's Fight Night Rising. Here we are back again on my co-caster Casanova. How are you doing tonight?
What's up, guys? I am feeling good, excited for another exciting night of team fight tactics action. We've got a pretty stacked up lobby once again. Some returning champs, a couple of returning players from last week as well. And in general, I mean, I think these are all returning players, actually. So I'm excited to see how they do and stack up against one another this week. See what's going to be going on. We've got JinxedJK, Gunmay, HiddenDino, Jose Palo, Mistax, Esportslaw, and Gnard Dawg coming out here, taking each other on in these galaxies, Khroen. Pretty exciting stuff.
That we do, and they'll be competing for the prize pool. We have first place going to be getting $100, second place $50, third and fourth gunning for that $25, but only top three will be invited back for the next week. You're also partnered by JinxedJK. You can type the command !rising. I believe that's still a thing in the chat. So you can see all of these competitors in one place over on Jinxed. Very, very nice. Very, very clean. Very neat format. But yeah, we're here with some team fight tactics. We're going to be heading into game relatively soon. But I want to take a second, talk about predictions of this meta. Things have changed a little bit, but not too much. We see like less prevalence of brawler blaster, less prevalence of cybers, but we see some other new like reroll compositions come in, like this void infiltrator brawler a little bit. So I want to see how these players will approach it. We know Gunmay always takes very interesting approaches to the meta with the comps that he tries to spam. And speaking of that, he's been playing a lot of Space Jam recently, so I want to see if he's going to take, going from the Shaq and Kobe last week to the Space Jam this week, keeping on that basketball theme, or if he'll switch it up.
Yeah, Gunmay and basketball, name a better duo. I mean, we've seen him come to fight night with these different strategies, always trying out the new thing, it feels like. It feels like you and I will talk about a comp off stream before it starts. It started with Space Jam originally. We were like, oh, this is a new comp. I wonder if anyone will play it. And we're like, I don't know if we'll see it. And then Gunmay plays it 4 times. And then Shaq and Kobe, it comes out. We're like, oh, I wonder if we'll see this comp. It looks pretty good. It might do pretty well. And then it comes out, Gunmay plays it, 3 times, I think. So, yet again, today we were talking about the Kha'Zix, the new Void hyper roll strategy. Now, you said Gunmay's been playing some Space Jam, so we might not see him go for the new strat that we were talking about, but who knows? I mean, Gunmay always surprises us, always comes in with something fresh and new. And it's always exciting to watch him. But speaking of exciting to watch, Escha has been an absolute amazing player to witness. He played his very first fight night and actually took first place with pop-offs in between every game. So I'm excited to have him back.
Yeah, definitely though. He really made his mark here in his first week. He played a lot of I believe every game he played Candyland. Maybe one game he played Mana Printer.
He did
I think,
one,
yeah,
but it was
Mana Printer, yeah. But Mana Printer has been nerfed now, so probably not going to be seeing at least any intentional Mana Printers. Maybe if you get the items, you just try to slam them anyway, or just because you have them. But I want to see if Escha will still go these sort of reroll strategies, or if he'll branch out. We haven't seen much Escha yet, just the week 1, the 4 games of Candyland. So can he be consistent? Can he perform, with the rest of these players playing, say, a more traditional style of play? Or is he going to favor that style that he got first place with and was so successful with?
And here we go onto the carousel. We'll see what everyone is racing for. Is there an item this patch that is particularly ahead of the curve, or is it more spread out? I mean, we saw a lot of people go for that sword at the start there.
Yeah, definitely. I was gonna say just that. I think sword has cemented itself as a very, very good starting item, especially with the recent buffs to Deathblade. A lot of people are slamming that item. Glove is still decent. Bow is okay, rod tier, depending on what you want to do. But I would say sword definitely leads the pack there. It offers so many options between Guardian's Angel, Deathblade, Giant Slayer, as just a few of those. But they can all go into so many compositions that are all very powerful.
Yeah, I mean, versatility seems to be the name of the game for the first carousel. Of course, we do see players who like to force specific comps will go for specific items and maybe don't need to go for that sword. But in general, we're going to see, on average, people going for the thing that's most flexible, allows them to go into multiple different decisions.
Yep, definitely flexibility. Personally, I think is a one of the best things that you can be in this patch is flexible, versatile. It's sort of the Polt style of play. I believe Polt has been rank 1 for a while now and still holds to be rank 1 in North America. It just kind of plays what he hits, slams some decent items, and just doesn't want to lose HP. Win streaks, slams. Whatever he slams, he's going to be looking for those units, but just kind of plays what he hits once again. We're going to see Escha here, starting with a rod and a glove and a chain vest. Not amazing items there to slam, but we'll see what he picks up in the next shop here. That's a Graves too. Pretty solid. Not too much direction though.
Pretty good. Other than that, just the pair of TFs, pair of Ziggs. Certainly not any specific direction yet for Escha, and of course, you mentioned earlier that Candyland maybe not going to be seen as much anymore, so the fact that we saw him spam that for games, it seems unlikely that he would just stick to Candyland, so I'm interested to see how Escha plays on this patch.
Yeah, definitely. I think just sticking to it would be a little bit stubborn. I don't think it's going to be nearly as great as it was. So I do want to see how he adapts. We see HiddenDino here with a lot of units that are going to be good for Shredder. And we see HiddenDino also start with a glove and a bow. And yeah, that's a last whisper slam right there. 3 Jarvans, 3 Fioras, and 2 Zayas. This is a very, very solid start. The only question is, though, is HiddenDino going to be contested? Zaya is still on a lot of people's minds there. We saw a tier 2 Zaya by somebody else, and I'm not sure if anybody else had the direction. Oh yeah, Jose here has some direction for it. Has the Shen, the Caitlyn, and the Fiora in. Those are all units that go into that Shredder composition, but the items don't seem to look in that favor, though. Just a cloak and a tier on the bench. Maybe there's an item that's hiding on one of those units there that we can't quite see, unless, you know, HiddenDino clicks on it. But
yeah, I mean, that's a full bench of pairs for Jose. We'll see if he can actually turn that into a bunch of 2 stars in just a second here. I'll kind of have my eyes on the side of the screen, see what pops up for Jose on the next round. Because that might give us a little bit more direction in how Jose wants to play this.
Definitely, because if you don't have direction, you're just holding a bunch of units. You're going to be losing out on that econ, you know, making that 10 gold. Okay, there was another cloak on that Poppy, as we saw right there towards the end of the round. So not really the direction. Oh, okay, it could be the direction of Shredder, actually. But another item build variant of Shredder recently has been seen of Deathblade, QSS, Runeheads instead of the Last Whisper and IE. Deathblade after the buffs, very good, and Runehands to, you know, proc more Deathblade stacks. It could be a possibility here, but no Zayas from Jose. Makes me a bit unsure if that's really the direction. Can't really sell up to 10 gold here unless he wants to sell off the whole bench, but that Shen pair is pretty appealing.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's going to want to do that. It's pretty unfortunate that he just has all this gold on the bench, but like you said, I don't know if it's something he feels like he can sell. That's another tier 2 Zaya in as well for Jinxed. Jinxed has 5 Zayas, looks like.
Yeah, that is 5 Zayas, wow. Yeah, Jose could sell here to get the 10 now with winning that round. Could sell everything but the Shen, but looks like he's not going to be doing that. But yeah, Jinxed going to be another player contesting that sort of that Shredder composition. We see 5 Zayas already. 1 glove. Didn't really get any other good items for it. Picks up a couple Fioras there too. Is going to sell to 10 gold. It's on a loss streak, so he can get another glove if he wants to go for that traditional Zaya build with that Last Whisper, IE, QSS. You need 3 gloves for that one. We see Esportslaw there. Has a Zaya as well, but shoved a Rageblade on it, so probably just an item carrier as opposed to a full committed reroll or hyper roll strategy. And here's the Shredders facing each other now, HiddenDino versus Jinxed.
Jinxed has the tier 2, except for HiddenDino has the Last Whisper, and the Shen, of course, being very strong in this matchup, being able to stop all the auto attacks. I think that is one of the major difference makers here, but a lot of tier 2 units for HiddenDino. Definitely going to be able to overpower Jinxed. And he's going to get first pick, so...
Yeah, Jinxed gets first pick here, so probably gonna see him go for that glove, but it is a full item
Oh,
carousel, so
for fun
not
carousel.
going to be, yeah, one of those for fun carousels that players are for sure frustrated with sometimes. Jinx does get a GA. I think GA is an okay item for a Xayah. I definitely still think though that QSS is priority, just with the amount of CC and the amount of graves that are being played. If she gets smoke screened without a QSS, it's just, you know, a few seconds of Xayah not being able to attack at all. Jinx there, recognizing that GA probably still is the best thing to go from here though. Gonna try to make that one work. It's on a Jace too, so it's 3 gold. Not bad. Picks up another Jarvan here from the shop. Going to be selling up to 20 gold here. And yeah, hopefully Jinx doesn't lose too much gold though. Too much more gold, I should say.
Yeah,
Or
unfortunately,
not
Jinxed
gold,
actually
HP, not gold, rather.
didn't have a board where he could have played the GA Jace, because actually GA Jace at this round is pretty powerful. It'd make a strong board if he had another, if he had the board for it.
Yeah, I think if he had another Vanguard, well, Leona's in the shop, right? But didn't wanna lose out on the gold. Ended up picking up the Rakan for 2 Celestial and 2 Protector. Protector not gonna be that great of a buff, but 2 Celestial should do a little bit. Unfortunately, not enough though, going up against the Vanguards of Gunmay here. And yeah, that's going to be a 5-0. So yeah, Jinx taking a lot of damage here. Already on 72. Might even be below 70 if he doesn't win this next round before the Terror Bursters.
Yeah. Do you think there was potentially merit to trying to play like a two Vanguard there with the Leona and the Jace just to try and stabilize a little bit more? Because I feel like that had to be the strongest board that could have been played.
Definitely would have been the strongest board. I'm not sure if sacrificing the gold is worth it. I think if Jinx is looking to slow roll the Xayahs, which players are starting to do nowadays, they just stay above 50 gold and roll back down to 50 every turn for the Shredder composition. But if he's hyper rolling, I think it's better to make money. So it depends on what route that he wants to go. Escha here, you know, had concerns maybe about the potential flexibility of Escha, but making it work right now. Slammed a bunch of items and is making it work here. Morello's Warmogs on the Graves. That's a very, very tanky Graves there. And still 100 HP for his benefit. That sort of play style really coming to fruition here.
Yeah. I mean, we've talked about players just playing strong boards, having high HP, like kind of the Ine style. I guess now even we'd call it the Pult style of just playing the strong boards, but keeping yourself at 100 HP, you have the ability to pivot and do whatever you want later on into the game. You have a lot of time, becomes your kind of benefit by keeping yourself high HP. And this Graves quite strong, a small space pirate start to maybe make some extra gold on top of this. So looking pretty good for Escha.
Level 5, 30 gold there. It wasn't too bad. There was a Kaise and Annie on the bench, though, so maybe going to be looking at some mech in the future. Mech's still a composition that we haven't talked about yet, but mech is a decent composition. It can still work out. But we check out Esportslaw board here.
Yeah, not sure if this is a legal Khroen. This is these players are co-oping right now. There's actually 4 cats playing the game. I don't know if that's necessarily allowed in the tournament, but I think
didn't catch that till you mentioned.
Because of the cuteness factor, I think we'll have to allow it this time.
I think so.
I don't know if it's I don't know if it's like against the rules, right? Like there's having 4 cats playing in the tournament. I don't think is a clause in the rulebook anywhere actually saying that you can't have that. So I think we'll allow those 4 cats to continue playing for Esportslaw here. I think they're doing a pretty good job so far at 90 HP. And using this Xayah potentially as just an item carrier to set up for maybe a Kale later. I think those items look pretty solid for a Kale. Yeah,
I was gonna say, maybe 4 cats playing TFT can be allowed, but maybe not if there was like a triple kill roll there randomly or something. I might have to call some shenanigans there on the power level of those cats. But we go into this next round with Escha leveling up aggressively to level 6 here, so really wanting to maintain that streak. And it looks pretty favorable for him to be able to do so here. Esportslaw and that Xayah just not being able to rip through those Vanguards, only killing 1 unit there, as he drops from 90 to now 79 all of a sudden. Jinxed is already 59 as well. I do want to see what Jinxed, how progress he has made onto his shredder here. Okay, he is slow rolling, so I think that can work out. It is a little, I think it goes a little bit against not playing his strongest board earlier, as I mentioned, but it still can work out. He's still only on 5 Zayas, though. Hasn't hit another Zaya for a very long time, and is on a 6 loss streak, so he needs to start stabilizing soon. He doesn't want to be in a world where he drops to, 30 HP, 20 HP before he really hits everything.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen this a lot out of, well, quite a few different players, people like Piba just allowing themselves to drop very low early on and then finding everything later. But the shredder compositions, I feel like we're not used to seeing drop this low. This has been a change, of course, with the slow rolling versus just hyper rolling it and getting that very early tier 3 Zaya. But yeah, I mean, this is already very low. 54 HP for Jinxed on 3-2. He's definitely going to have to be concerned, considering that, yeah, he's just not hitting. I mean, he is not hitting Zayas. As I say that, he hits a Zaya, but he's still 3 away.
Yeah, no, definitely still 3 away is a bit of a concern here. Has a bit of gold down to roll every single turn. Doesn't really hit too much there. Gets a last whisper, though. That's going to be really good. He either now wants a Death Blade or an IE to complete that build. See Jose Paolo over there with a Kale. That's going to be pretty strong. And then Irelia as well. But HiddenDino, so we're going to see Zaya versus Zaya. Both players are actually slow rolling it down. Neither of these players thought it necessary to hyper roll all the gold down. They knew they were contested, so slow rolling was the option there. Ooh, it looks like Jinx is actually going to win there. That Caitlyn snipe going to be very, very good, taking out the enemy Zaya there from HiddenDino. But HiddenDino does have more HP to work with. He's still on 72. But that was a good place to stop the bleeding there for Jinxed.
Yeah, Jinx loses, of course, his lose streak gold, but I think at this point the HP is much more important. Needs to start finding those Zayas very quickly. Is going to be able to pick up the very first choice for items. We could say 4 gold sword here. What item are you thinking he wants? Because he has 1 item slot open for his Zaya. I mean, it could be Deathblade, could be...
Yeah, Deathblade or IE would be...
Right, yeah, IE would be the other option.
Yeah, either of those would be good. I think there is some merit on the math side of it to say that Deathblade is better, assuming that Zaya gets, however many kills in the first, X amount of seconds of the fight. I'm not sure the exact math on it offhand, but both are good options. We do say Gunmay here, going a bit of a cybernetic / brawler blaster start here. I don't know if he'd want to fully commit to brawler blaster, as that composition does seem like it falls off pretty hard in the late game nowadays, but it can be transitioned into a hybrid sort of 2 blaster or 2 brawler Jinx plus another threat like a Kale or Irelia or something of the sort. So Gunmay probably going to be looking out for that style of play, and we'll be slamming the redemption here. It's a good item, going to be slamming it to preserve HP, keep the win streak going. Going up against Escha is definitely going to be needed here.
Yeah, I mean, this is telling if he can take down Escha. Of course, it looks like Escha lost the previous round as well, so has finally fallen off a little bit, lost that 100 HP. And yeah, going to lose again to Gunmay now. And I think that drops Escha out of the lead. It does.
Yeah.
That's actually Mistax in the lead right now. I just noticed Misty Axe. So I was I am interested in checking in with Mistax's board when we get a shot, but let's take a look at Gnard Dawg first.
All right, we do see some of that Kha'Zix, that void brawler. All right, we see 2 Malphites away. We see 2 Kha'Zixes away as well. Not that many Kha'Zix items, though. Usually with this build, you want to be prioritizing Kha'Zix items. Ooh, that's a very full bench here. What do you sell? I guess the Vi. It does give 4 Brawler, though. I guess just hoping to find that Vi in the future. I mean, yeah, I guess that is the correct sell there. To be honest, you need all these other units. It just feels pretty bad, though.
Yeah, and definitely getting closer to tier 2 Vel'Koz is 100% necessary, so have to force one of the cells, and yeah, I think you're right. I think it did had to be that Vi. Because you need these. I mean, you need your Kazakhs, you need your Malphite, you need these other brawlers. Yeah,
Yep, ooh, there's the Malphite.
that's good. Opens up some board
Missed?
space. Oh my god, these hits.
Okay, yeah, that hit was good. I think he missed something though from what maybe it was like a blitzcrank or something. I'm not 100% sure, but maybe I'm insane. But okay, one Kazakh's away. Gonna be rolling down next turn to finish that one out. Needs to find another Vi, and then he can level up and play. Oh, I guess he would have to go to 7 to play the 4 Brawler, 3 Void plus the Infiltrator as well. Gets a sword there. That is a good item for Kazakhs, but not right now, unfortunately. Does want to have. Oh, that's another Cho'Gath. These rolls
Oh
from
my
Nard
god,
that we've
dude.
seen, yeah.
Gnard
Wow,
Dawg's just
yeah.
hitting everything right now. I mean, he found the tier 2 Vel'Koz. He found both of his tier 3 units that he was really looking for. I mean, this is just an incredibly strong board at this point. I think I expect Gnard Dawg to start streaking now. Kha'Zix says begun.
I wondered if he'd actually slam the Zeke's there, or if he'd wait, because I have seen a lot of builds of Kazakhs having the like RFC plus like GA Bloodthirster or plus like Deathblade or IE or things of the sort like that. But slamming the Zeke's there, which I think is very, very good. Going up against Jinxed, who has hit tier 3 Xayah, has full build, but the Kazakhs there just sort of wrecking.
Ooh, yeah, actually a little bit close to the end there, but
yeah,
the ISO damage is going to be way too much. Just needed like one more crit from the Xayah, and she might have been able to beat TF, but yeah, it was very, very close fight. Gnard Dawg, though, still looking incredibly strong, even able to beat the tier 3 Xayah Shredder compositions, which should be spiking in power around this time. They should be hitting some of their stronger points.
Yeah, definitely should be. So taking that out is very strong, but Gnard Dawg also a composition that spikes around here too, especially with the rolls that we saw him have there. Definitely so. We see 4 Blaster already being played by Gunmay here. Has a tier 2 Jace frontline with that Shroud in, so that's going to be one pretty tanky boy. The Zephyr Blitzcrank tech as well, though. Zephyr'ing the Caitlyn in the corner, grabbing that Jhin. Very, very strong here versus Jose. Jose looks like he's rolling for kind of that Pult play style, playing whatever he hits. Had the Kayle in, has a couple of Jins. Actually, a couple of Kales and a couple of Jins, has a pair of each. But hasn't really hit anything and is still bleeding HP. Wow, that's a misfortune roll on level 7 from Gunmay here. Wow, we 1% by the way. Yeah. That's gonna be very, very fortunate for him. And his front line is still pretty strong. I want to see how Gunmay chooses to take this comp, though. What direction? Will it be 4 Blaster, 4 Brawlers, or will it be something different? You do have the MF already, so that's already like kind of secondary carry. I think Brawler Blaster still is good if you're able to itemize MF and Jinx fully, but usually you're not able to do that, at least that reliably. You're only really able to itemize the Jinx fully, and MF kind of gets the scraps, or if you get really late in the game, she can then start doing stuff.
Yeah, but that's a pretty big MF ulti there. It doesn't quite take down the entire board from Esportslaw. He's able to get the win over Gunmay, but Gunmay is still the HP leader this time around. Jinxed has dropped very low down to, I believe, 24 HP. So it is looking pretty tough for Jinxed. We'll see where he's at on this board after the carousel.
He's still level 6, hasn't really pushed levels yet. Is going to be grabbing a spatula, which is interesting to me. I wonder what other loose components that he has and what he wants to make with that, because we do remember he already had full item Xayah, and it looks like it's going to be a Celestial spat. Then he's going to level up and play 4 Celestials there. That's going to be a really, really strong power spike there for Jinxed. He still does have 50 gold, so he needs to roll down here, hit that Caitlyn 3, hit that Jarvan 3, and then push a level immediately and run a 4 Celestial.
Yeah, and that, I mean, might be easier said than done. He does still need 2 Caitlyns, 2 Jarvans. Still possible for him to not hit either of those, but he at least is close to the level up. I mean, literally, there he is. There's the level.
Yeah, he's leveling first, so... And less priority on hitting those tier 3s, which I'm not sure I exactly agree with. Yeah, he looks like he just spent some XP, so he's going to 8. At the point where you're level to 7, I feel like you kind of give up a little bit on at least rolling down for those units. Maybe if you hit them eventually, then cool, great, you hit the 3 stars. But yeah, Jinx is just gonna push levels now. and is going for something else to play, which, again, I don't know if I agree with here, though, because you already have 4 Celestials, so I don't think you need to push that level 8.
Yeah, I mean,
Esportslaw, though.
At a certain point, maybe he even buys these 1 costs and tries to hit these as well. He's got the 3 extra gold.
Yeah, might need to.
But I don't know if that's even relevant. I mean, he's getting... Esportslaw looks incredibly strong with this Kale, tier 2 Kale, really good items on that. We talked about how his items looked really good for a Kale, and well, he finds 3 of them. You know,
yep,
a little less than 1 for each cat.
See the cats there as well. Again, they're playing some good TFT here. Esportslaw kind of playing that play style here. Playing whatever he hits, playing a couple of Mistax as well, a couple Vanguards in the front line, a couple BMs in there with that Fiora still in, that Shen as well, with the Zeeks giving that attack speed to the kill. We see the Kha'Zix here from Gnard Dawg, though. Is it going to find its way to the kill? It doesn't. Oh, no, it does actually.
Ooh, it does.
Wow.
No isolation damage, though.
No,
but not
enough.
Not enough healing. Yeah, it's a catastrophe for Esportslaw.
Yeah, that target change from the Kha'Zix, though. Another unit got pulled with the Blitz out of range. The Kha'Zix, the targeting change recently happened is that you take 1 step forward the unit, and then it looks for a new target if it cannot reach the old one. And that was the Gale.
Yeah,
Jinxed. New target.
Jinxed on his last legs. I mean,
yeah,
how does he stabilize from here?
I mean, I think the way he had to stabilize was rolling down for the tier 3 Jarvan and the tier 3 Kaelin, but instead he wanted to push level 8 and put in, what, 5 Celestial with the Recon in right now? Sold off the Fiora for the Irelia, and that gives mana reaver, but if you're Jinxed right now, it's not looking like you can really get too much stronger, I think. You get a glove, you get a tier here, whether it's either a Hand of Justice or a Seraph's for the Ashe, or Hand of Justice for something else. He needs to roll down to 0 here. Like, there's really no other option. Finds a Kale. That's going to be decent.
Can you play that with the Hand of Justice, maybe? I don't know if that's...
Either that or Irelia 2, whichever one that you hit first. The rolls are commencing. Probably going to have to sell the Kale. Okay, just making Hodge on the Irelia either way. Scatting around a little bit. Wanting to spread out those mana reavers. Jinx to amp against Gunmay. Gunmay has found a Rebel Spat MF.
And a mechanic Blitzcrank pulling the Ashe, so that's not going to get anything done. It's just the Shredder that we have to watch in the back line. The Xayah finally popping off here with the Deadly Plumage, trying to get as much damage down as she can, but she's going to proc into the GA state. Maybe if she can take down this Jinx right away, there's a chance. The healing coming out, all the healing from the Celestial, and it's enough. Jinx going to hang on one more round. Gunmay going to lose that round.
Oof, that was a close one there. Those crits at the end there, like if Jinx didn't get crit and was able to get an auto off, it might have been doomed because of that red buff that was on the Jinx. But finding Irelia 2, pretty solid. Finds another Caitlyn as well.
He's
Maybe
close.
rolls once more, gets lucky. No Caitlyn 3. He's like, oh man, Jinx is in a really weird spot here, because usually if you're in this spot and you have like, 40, 50 HP, you're going to be feeling pretty confident because you can maybe win like, the majority of your matchups, but he hits one bad one and it's just all over for Jinxed.
Escha just hit Annie 3, so that sounds like mech.
Oh, yeah.
And here he is.
Yeah, we see here. Escha, did indeed go mech. So what I was talking about earlier did actually come to be. That Shaco with the RFC and Hand of Justice.
The isolation.
The backline.
The isolation almost had this Kha'Zix win it, but I think the Shredder's back up and healing, so looks like Xayah will be able to win that round, but Jinx very close yet again. The Kha'Zix got onto the Xayah and got an ISO'd Taste Their Fear down. It's going to be dealing so much damage, almost completely a disaster for Jinx.
Almost. Man, I wonder if Jinx plays this Lulu here. Lulu's probably going to be better than the Recon. Wow, even better than the Kaelin, than the Chrono here. 6 Celestial. Chooses to keep in everything else. Doesn't have the Sniper though now as well, but Sniper not going to be that great if you don't have the tier 3 Kaelin. Maybe he keeps these Kaelins on the bench though, and if he hits it, he'll put it back in. Going against HiddenDino here, the other Shredder. And the Shredder looks a little bit stronger, I think.
Yeah, there's a big disarm onto the Xayah, so that's a lot of time wasted. And yet again, the Casanova is just locking up the Xayah. She's not allowed to attack, and
Yeah,
he's going to get run over by HiddenDino.
that's
Jinxed's
7
going to go out in 8th.
Man, that Cassin and then the Shen dodge as well, those spelled disaster for Jinx there. His board couldn't even play the game. HiddenDino's team was like full HP there at the end. It was a true tragedy there for Jinx, but gonna see a bit of Mistax's perspective here. Has some, what does he have here? Mistax is always a treat to watch with how he approaches the meta, or you know, the lack thereof that he likes to bring.
Yeah,
Is
Mistax,
it going for an Ashe 3?
definitely historically a for-fun gamer. Likes to play comps that he just enjoys, and then he actually a lot of the time will excel with these compositions that are not necessarily going to be meta. So excited to see what Mistax can bring yet again. We see that tier 3 Caitlyn getting close to tier 3 Ashe, a couple of those away, 3 away to be exact. It's kind of brawler sniper meta for Chrono.
We've seen Brawler Blaster, but have we seen Brawler Sniper? I don't really think we have there. Mistax. Going to be scanning around here. Doesn't want to get shrouded and doesn't. The Zephyr, I believe, is going on to a QSS though, so that's really good for Mistax here. Going against Jose Paulo, who has the Aurelia 2 and the Kale 2 with full items each.
Yeah, and this tier 3 Caitlyn getting some snipes off, but yep, there's the
No.
Aurelia going through, blade surging around, killing everything off. Mistax gonna lose this one handedly, but yeah, this is that Polt style. I mean, there it is. Carry Aurelia, carry Kale, just play what you hit. Both tier 2 looking very strong. Both full items as well.
Yeah, no, Jose, I think, is playing really, really smart in this game. Kind of leveled when he needed to, pushed his advantage when he needed to, and is on 24 HP, no third place in the lobby. This lobby is very, very close here, though. You know, Escha in second with 27 HP, and Gnard Dawg in seventh with 16 HP. You know, a couple of fights going poorly for any of these players could spell the end for this game, at least. Gnard Dawg has hit pretty much everything that he needs, is even going for that tier 3 squid, but is kind of far off of that. Ooh, Ashe's mech here positioned very, very well into Gnard Dawg. The Void there doing a lot of work.
I'm just watching this Kha'Zix in the back line, just dealing so much damage, but the mech is still up. The Bramble is so strong. Gnard Dawg dropping at 3 HP. He's got one more round in him. So does Mistax.
Yeah, okay, he hit 6 Fel causes, just needs 3 more with like 24 gold next round. You know, that's easy, right? He can do it, I believe. Probably not, but we can hope. One can hope. Another Reroll stack there for Gunmay. Wow. That's that is something. Not going to be, you know, a huge deal there as he already has 3 rebels, but still can utilize that to some effectiveness. See players scouting. Mistax getting a Bloodthirster there. Probably going to go on that Caitlyn. See Esportslaw there with, what is that? A Shroud? Shroud going to be good. Shroud's like almost never a bad item. You're always going to get at least some effectiveness out of it. HiddenDino got a Zephyr there and is pushing level 8.
I feel like
level 8 core though.
Shroud like Zephyr feels really good to pick up in like the rounds like these in the late
game. No, definitely.
Those kind of utility items, they're always good, right? Like those items are never gonna be, no matter what comp you're playing, it's a good item. It's just gonna be effective. Like you pick up the Rebel Spat, there are instances where that is just a dead item and it doesn't do anything. You pick up, you know, an attack damage item, maybe you're running Sorks, right? It feels pretty bad, but look at Shroud, you look at Zephyr, always feel great. And Gunmay actually has a Shroud and a Zephyr. So going to set up a lot of utility across the start of these fights. But that's Chum the Waters just hit his entire board, and he only has MF remaining to try and turn this around, but she's a little bit low, going to get locked up and taken down. Gnard Dawg staying alive a little bit longer, taking down Gunmay, the lobby leader.
I think, oh man, okay, Mistax fell in 7th there. Jose, actually, I thought was very, very strong.
really?
Fell in 6th there. That is surprising to me. Wait, Gnard Dawg actually hit Vel'Koz 3 with the amount of gold that he had.
Look, I said
What?
we'd seen crazier, and here it goes.
Wait, I was like pretty much memeing. I was like, yeah, he's probably not gonna hit it. It's like a statistical anomaly that he hits it. But there we go. We see Gnard Dawg, Vel'Koz 3 here. That is what wins lobbies. If you are Gnard Dawg here, that's going to be what you needed.
Yeah, let's see if he can pull it back from.
I would assume
pull it back from 3 HP. Like maybe he can. Maybe he can pull it all the way back. He's got to get through Esportslaw first.
That Shroud though, Shroud's gonna be huge. Vel'Koz will get his ulti off relatively soon though. And yeah, it's just
oh my god. Okay.
Everything.
Well, the kale though, the kale. It's rolled healing.
Up
oh, okay.
there.
Goodbye. See ya.
Esportslaw is out there in 5th. True tragedy to run into a Vel'Koz 3 in that round. Oh man, Escha loses that round as well and gets knocked out, but he top 4s. So Escha, a player who we were, wondering how he'd perform without going just Candyland, gets a top 4 in game number 1. Not
me top 4.
Yeah, me top 4. Gonna be solid. Still a reroll comp though. Still a reroll comp that Escha is leaning towards, but played it pretty well. Gunmay, still HP leader in this lobby, has played the game to be HP leader, and it's working out as such. Gnard Dawg repositioning a little bit here. Could be facing, there's a Shroud on both HiddenDino and Gunmay's board, so Gnard Dawg cannot escape the Shrouds coming through here.
He's just gotta guess which side to put it on. He guesses wrong this time around, gets shrouded by Gunmay, but the laser just decimates the entire board. And finally, that bullet time comes across, but it's far too late.
Yep.
I think Gnard Dawg's probably got this. I mean, we do see HiddenDino go out in 3rd, and now it's just a 1v1 Gnard Dawg versus Gunmay trying to grab whatever item he wants. But this board, picking up that Vel'Koz 3 has made this virtually unwinnable for Gunmay.
Okay, Gnard Dawg did take out both HiddenDino and Gunmay that round. He faced Gunmay, and then the clone faced Dino and took Dino out. Got Runads there for the Kha'Zix, I would assume. That's not going to be too bad. Is rolling for what, Blitzcrank 2 right now. It doesn't really need to roll for much.
Gunmay level 9.
Gonna be going for Gunmay level 9 now has 6 rebels. So this was the out that Gunmay was playing for here. Has a demo spot as well. So even though he already had the Ziggs in, it's gonna demo Jinx. I don't think that actually works.
Do anything?
I'm pretty sure I've heard that does not work from Mortdog himself. Also,
laser got stopped
in the Brown. Yeah, laser gets stopped there. MF is in the back, and it takes out. Oh my god! It takes out the Vel'Koz.
Gnard actually won that.